Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, everyone. God bless each and every single one of you. Um, I would love. I thank those of you who have been supporting me. Those of you who've been watching the lives that I've been doing. I do my lives basically for young women or young people who are going through some, pretty difficult time in their lives. And I've been through a lot in my life, and I just want to make sure that others don't have to. So, um, if you like my videos, please share and like and subscribe. And if you have any ideas or if you have any topics that you would like to hear some insight or some education about, also please let me know. Um, so today we're going to talk about the best love, right? The best love. Love of the self. Love of the self, not losing your identity. I know a lot of us, I've been really talking about two young women, young people, concerning how to love themselves and how to um, break away from the taboo that mom and dad are supposed to be a certain way, or even adults, where we want to talk about relationship, how husbands should be or how partners should be. We have to be very careful about that because that's a dangerous ground that we're treading on, because of the simple fact that love is something that it's an energy that exists, right? It's something that we were put on this earth, we found it here, right? We know about it because of this little muscle in our body that's called the heart, that's connected to the soul, that's connected to emotions. That's how come we know about love. We are perfect beings created by the perfect love, right? But in the midst of all of this, we all know that everything has been upside down, right? We call everything that is supposed to be moral, we shun it. And everything that is immoral, that's what we find to be the cool thing now. It's the end thing. And we're wondering, well, how come I'm getting all these results in my life? So, young people, I want to start with you so you can stop this pattern. Love is something that gives, right? Love is something um, that nurtures. Love is something that gives life, right? It's selfless. I'm sorry, selfless. The danger with love is when you don't have it or when you misunderstand it. Now, a lot of the crimes that happen because of a lack of love, because of a misunderstanding of what love is, or because of anger that's derived from love, right? So when you speak to anyone who's caused pain or anyone who's in jail, if you have a conversation with them, they're not going to tell you, well, I woke up this morning and I was going to make this act. I plan on making this act, right? Some of them, they will, not a lot, but a few might say that. But even if you were to dig deeper, you'll find that the sense of what they were missing, the sense of what they were trying to find that caused them to commit this heinous act is love. Love and a misunderstanding of who they are, love and a misunderstanding of their qualifications, love and a misunderstanding of the poison that they're being fed, right? Physically and spiritually in this world. Because, a lot of the food that we eat, a lot of the chemicals really cause our minds to function, not only our minds, but our hearts to function differently. Even the meat that we eat, right? A lot of the energy that's in the meat, the way the meat was killed, it affects us, it affects our hearts. We, just like anything on this earth, we have pores, we absorb a lot of things, right? And I believe that we are in a time that we really have, one thing that I want young people to know is you have to take time alone. You have to take time to think about who you are. You have to take time to meditate. Write the things that you like, write the things that you do not like. Talk about what's hurting you, right? And what you write it down, and then write down why it's hurting you. Why is this so important to you, right? Find out why that fashion trend matters to you. Find out why it doesn't matter to you. Find out why you're so emotional. A lot of these questions you have to start asking yourself, and you will get an answer, right? Um, we're tend we tend to want to rush. We tend, because we're such emotional beings, right? Because what we watch on TV is very sensual, or like crime movies or whatever it is that we love to feed ourselves. That's exactly how we're going to react to whatever situation is going on, right? We build these fantasies from these shows or from these stars, or basically from this inner knowing that we have of what love should be. And when we're not surrounded by it, or we are not, no one around us is surrounded by it, but yet something in us is saying, wait, there's better. And this is what better is. When you have that little inkling that says, no, touch shouldn't hurt, or touch shouldn't bring confusion, um, and you have that belief or that subliminal, subconscious breath that there is a place where your essence lives, and where it should be respected, where it is respected. And there's a greater you waiting to be discovered. There's a greater you waiting to experience life on this earth. Like you feel the aura of the sun in your skin. You really want to live. You really want to feel these different things, but you can't because of what's going on inside of you due to a lot of the traumas that you've experienced or that you've taken on. Because I want you, young people, I want you to understand something. A lot of times we've taken on traumas from our parents, and we're carrying these traumas with us, wondering, well, why am I feeling like this? I don't understand are things going on in my life the way that they're going on. Why is it happening the way it's happening? I want you to know that you have got to be careful to continue being yourself. Continue on your path. That vision that you have, that passion that you have, do not give it over to anyone else. In a sense, when we lack love, we always get to a point where we want to people please, right? It's either we want to people please or we want to get away from people, okay? Or we become addicted to a drug, or addicted to a way of living, or addicted to a thought, whatever that's going to bring some type of satisfaction to make us feel like we're alive, right? We go to that because that is, in a very warped way, it's igniting the chemical that's in our body that makes us feel that we are present. When that ability you already have in your mind, that ability you control, that says, I'm present. And that ability of feeling love, of rejecting rejection, of saying, no, this is not the way that I need to be treated. That ability is within you. And that's why you have to get to the point where you still yourself. The stillness is very important. Prayer is very important. Meditation is very important. Meditating on the word of God is very important. The reason why I'm saying that is because we are beings of words. You speak whatever you want into existence, just like we were spoken into existence. Well, we as human beings were not, the earth was. We were molded, right, into existence. But whatever you speak, whatever you think, you become. So now I'm going to ask you to do this for me. Start thinking about the things that you're thinking about. What's taking 90% of your thinking process? That's what you're going to become. And that's what you're going to have come into your life. Is this what you want? So this is why, yes, it's unfair. I'm going to tell you, yes, it's unfair because you had parents, you have uh, people who are supposed to guide you, especially your parents. They're supposed to be the ones to guide you, but they themselves are at a point of needing guidance. And I'm telling you, you're at a perfect place because God wants you to know that He's the one who wants to guide you. And that's the best person that you ever want to guide you, because He's going to completely shift your family's um, inheritance in a way where you're going to be the one to break that generational pattern. Everything you see going on with your family, with your mom, whichever, and you see that it's you who is, let's say, the troublemaker, like you're shaking things up to say, wait, no, you shouldn't do this. God has a special place for you, and you are the one who's going to be the one to break that cycle. You're going to be the one who's going to introduce to your family, or to shift the lineage, right? The lineal aura, the lineal curse, if I may say, to becoming what it needs to be. So it's something that we cannot fathom, but it's there. It exists. The best kind of love. The best kind of love is submitting to the understanding that you're present, that you are here, that you have purpose, that every cell in your body matters, that your breath is something that was given to you by God Himself for a created purpose. There was no mistake. When you were born, the planets were perfectly aligned so that you can come into this world. They rejoice when you came into this world. This is the best kind of love. The love that makes you understand that it's okay. It's okay to that you're safe in the midst of all of the hurt, in the midst of all of the difficulty. You're safe because within you, you have the ability of healing yourself. You have the ability of nurturing yourself just by being still and by being patient with yourself and by opening books and learning and finding different uh, communities, different leaders, right? That you can look up to, that you can read their information, and you can start transforming yourself. The best kind of love is understanding that it is your right to change. It is your right to not want to hurt anymore. And it is your right to find a path that lies inside of you, believe me or not. Right? Because sometimes we can have so much going on, so much hurt, so much pain, that we can't deal with the true self that is inside of us, because we think that true self is the pain. The mind has been concentrating so much on the pain that we've not given attention to the spirit, right? And we don't have enough information anyway inside of us, even though it is biblically there, but because of wrong interpretation, we become robots. We become defeated, right? And we have no idea of what we're supposed to be doing. And we live in a constant state of unhappiness where we're not flourishing, or we're not being who we are authentically. We're becoming as other people want us to be, because we're truly not valuable to ourselves. And we don't know how to be valuable to ourselves, right? So I'm going to give you, even if you believe it or not, I'm going to give you this little secret. How much do you think? And don't think that, oh, well, God put me in a situation, so He doesn't love me. No, the world already has its system that it already has been activated and it's working, right? So within that system and itself, we become part of the story, right? So as we become part of the story, there's a journey that you must learn. There's a path that you must learn. And that path is not to allow your emotions to overtake you, but to understand that those emotions are what 100% you should confront, so that that love that you're looking for can be sustainable, can last. It's not just going to be a little emotion that you have for today and then tomorrow you back down to your slump. No, you're going to have a greater understanding that you are love, a greater understanding that you can make your mind. You can say yes, you can say no. You can cry, you can do whatever you want to do. You can be upset, you can be depressed, but you hold the answers. And that's your right as a human being. That's your right. And it's inside of you. Everything good, everything that is worthy, think about those things. Start shifting your attention away from what you should have had or away from your environment right now. Pray, ask for guidance, but start saying to yourself, I am good. I am worthy. I am worth it. The more you say it, the more you're going to start believing it, and the more things around you are going to start shifting. So, I hope this was a great lesson for you today. And no, do not become the crash course of your mother's mistake. Don't do that. You have a greater purpose and it's already started. Know that the best kind of love is still, STILL. It's you. Have a great evening.